So yes, you have read correctly. We are stopping work on the tiny house.
Don't worry, it's nothing bad. We're not selling it, we're not abandoning the place.
And the project is going to get finished by us. We just need to hit pause for a little while. And we're actually really excited about what's coming up next.
But we'll get to that in a bit. What a mess. I need to get all of this lot moved, well, most of it anyway, especially the big stuff. Because believe it or not, the tiny house is going to have its first guests very soon. So I need to get all of this moved so we can get some sort of sleeping setup up here. I don't know where it's going to go though. No, I'm not leaving the bucket here for the toilet facilities. Although it does look like it. It looks so sad and depressing just having the bucket by itself up here. So what do you think? Are our friends crazy for wanting to stay in here? Possibly, but it was their suggestion and I get it, because normally when people stay and come and visit us, they have to stay in an Airbnb or in a hotel, and yes, we get to spend lots of time together, but it's not the same as being in the same place. It's going to be nice for us because we've never had guests here overnight. So, you know, when I'm walking the dogs in the morning, I'll be able to pop by, have a little knock in the door, wake them up early. The dogs will love it, I'm sure. Looking nice and clean up here now. I just need to come back and have a mop. I'll do that in a bit. But I've done the classic shove everything just into one place. So normally for most people, I'm sure you stuff it in a cupboard. Other people do that, right? If you've got guests coming round, just stuff everything away, out of sight, out of mind, except for no balls here, so not out of sight. Our neighbour stopped by earlier on with a bucket full of persimmons. He's got a gigantic tree that's just laden with them at the moment. He can't get through them quick enough. Victoria's used them for a jam. Actually, I don't know if it is a jam. We'll check with her. Hello, pickle. Tasting good?
Yeah. It's so runny, it's going everywhere.
What actually is it? I said it was a jam, but then I wasn't sure.
I've not done anything fancy schmancy with it. He says you can just basically take the fruit out of the skin and make sure it's not got any pips or anything in it, and just like have it as a fresh jam.
Sorry, was that fresh jam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going. Should we have a taste test?
Yeah, open up. Oh, sloppy. Really sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really sweet. It's almost caramelly, I think. It's quite subtle.
Hard to keep on a piece of bread.
Yeah.
So slimy. Straight in.
You like it? Even licking my fingers. Not so much for you, Ted. Don't it? Good boy. So you might not have seen too much of this area of the farm before because we don't really film around here, but we are stood in our lovely oak copse right now.
Is it a copse? I don't really know what a copse means. I thought a copse was much tighter.
Picky much? I'm going with copse because I've not got a better word for it. But you are about to see a lot more of this area because we are going to be starting a brand new build right here, right now.
We are going to talk about what happened on that fishing trip right here, right now.
I'm hoping you're going to be able to hear us okay because it is so windy and we obviously sat right under a load of oak trees. We might have to move this inside at some point. We'll see how we get on.
Right.
Okay, you comfy?
Yeah, very comfortable.
Take it away.
So, first things first, what are we building? We are going to be building a brand spanking new cabin for us to live in temporarily.
So many.
So the big question is, why do we need to do this?
Well, when we found out that Victoria was pregnant, we had to obviously put a bit of a deadline on the tiny house build, which it's not something we'd done before, was it? We've been doing this thing in our spare time, we're plodding along, we're learning, but this really gave us a bit of a kick up the bum to try and put a date on it. Recently, because we've got onto the interior and we've been making loads of progress with, you know, the mezzanine, the stairs, the framing, it felt like we were getting a lot closer. But with delays like the French drain, it's obviously made that already possibly unrealistic and unachievable deadline pretty much impossible. We sat down the other day and we planned out the weeks left until the baby comes and what jobs we have left. And like we say, although it seems like we're making a lot of progress, there is still a lot to do when you break down the time and the jobs. So obviously we're not going to have that place ready for when the baby comes, and we're having to look at alternatives. So the obvious question that you're probably all wondering is, why can't we just stay in our current house where we're living now? Want to explain?
Yeah, so the house is completely unrenovated and it's not really suitable for a newborn without any immune system to stay in there. It gets quite dusty because the walls are traditionally pointed with like a mud clay.
Yeah, it's like a clay mud mix, and it's very soft, very crumbly, and as a result, from time to time, you know, it disintegrates, bits fall off. We have to do a lot of hoovering, a lot of cleaning of surfaces, and it's not really a problem for us apart from more cleaning, but for a little baby, it is not good at all, and it's a real health risk, basically.
So we always knew that staying in there wasn't going to be a goer. So we've been looking at different alternatives like renting, like getting a camper van,
Caravans. We've been looking at tents. I mean, prefab, like container home. We've been looking at everything. Obviously, the easiest thing would have been a rental, and to be honest, that was top of our list. However, if any of you have ever been to rural Portugal before, you'll know that for rentals it's pretty slim pickings. I mean, one good thing about Portugal, if you are a tenant, is that they have pretty good laws here. So most rental contracts are for long periods of time. It's not really very easy to find a short-term rental, something for 2 to 3 months. So then you are in the arena of looking Airbnb, Booking.com, those types of things. Obviously, you're paying a premium.
Yeah, and we've obviously got Ted and Pop, who are categorically, you know, top of the list. They need to be allowed.
We've already gone from already a very short list to, with dogs and kind of within a half an hour drive of our house, about 2 different options. And it would just be difficult because that would then mean I would be back here long days trying to finish the tiny house. All the while, Victoria would be by herself, potentially up to half an hour away from me, dealing with a newborn. And listen, I'm aware that lots of people, this is their reality. A husband is going out to work all day long, long hours, and I appreciate that, but I think most people would agree if you could avoid that situation, you would. So that's something we want to avoid. I want to be here to, you know, share the load with our new little boy because it's gonna be tough. And I don't want all of that put on Victoria.
I know myself pretty well mentally, and I'm going to find it really hard physically being away from you during those hours. And you know, things like we are in a different country to our families, so they're not just a phone call away and, you know, 10 minutes down the road. So we were looking at different options for bringing something onto the land that was pre-done. For one reason or another, they just weren't going to fit the bill, which is why we've decided to build ourselves a little cabin. It's going to be small, it's going to be basic, but it's going to be clean.
Yeah, this is something that we had planned on doing much further down the line once we'd finished renovating the main house, but we just figured we'd bring it forward. We were going to spend the money in the future anyway, so it's just future Ricky and Victoria's money being spent now. It's money that we're not going to kiss goodbye to on expensive rent for a few months, and something that's going to add value to our property at the end of the day, which can only be a bonus. Like Victoria said, it's going to be a small, modest cabin, and we're going to build this out of wood. We've said multiple times before about the tiny house, we didn't build things with wood because it doesn't perform particularly well here in Portugal. You really have to treat it and care for it, and obviously there's the fire risk involved as well. In an ideal world, we would build it from something else. We did consider LSF, so like a light steel frame, but to get structural stuff, it's not as easy to come by as like the stud wall things. So everything about this project is speed, basically. So anything like that we knew would take a bit of time, we've kind of had to rule out right now. And wood is readily available, it's quick to work with, and yeah, we can just get it done in a timely manner. So as much as it's not top of our list of materials we would use, it's the most suitable to solve this problem. Because we haven't used wood on the other house, and people always say, why didn't you build it of wood? On the exterior, that is. I think people have got this idea that we don't like it. We love it. I would happily build things out of wood, but we've just avoided it because of those other reasons. So I'm actually really looking forward to having a little wooden cabin up here.
So you heard it here first, Ricky loves wood. It is going to be a really intense period just to try and get all of this done in the next couple of months. But we are both excited, and tomorrow we are going to start on the foundations. This week's video is sponsored by Emma. So we actually bought ourselves an Emma mattress last year and we love it. So when they reached out about sponsoring a video, we jumped at the chance, and it's perfect timing because our visitors can now enjoy a super comfortable night's sleep on this. Emma create high quality sleep products like mattresses, pillows and bedding at affordable prices. So these are their premium foam pillows, and they've got 3 different foam layers inside, one of which regulates your temperature. And that's ideal for us because Ricky runs hot and I run cold, but these should be perfect for both of us. This cover lets air circulate so your face and neck doesn't get all sweaty and clammy. We could really have done with this in the summer.
And on top of our new Emma mattress, we've got an extra layer of luxury with their premium topper. It's got the same thermosync foam layer as the pillow, so you won't get too hot or too cold. And one of the foam layers relieves pressure. So whatever position you prefer to sleep in, you'll have a restful night's sleep. And with free delivery, free returns, and up to 200 nights free trial, you can try it for yourself risk-free.
So if you want to improve your sleep setup, now is a great time to do it because Emma is celebrating their 10th anniversary and they're giving away free sleep accessories with selected mattresses. Click our link in the description, and if you're watching from the UK, Ireland or Portugal, use our code LIFEBYLIVING to get an additional 5% off.
Okay. How far away are we coming?
I don't know if you need to go more like back slightly more because of the shape of the...
Okay. So we're just trying to figure out the exact location for this cabin. We had a rough idea of where we want it, but when we're trying to think of where the foundations are going to go, we have to consider that this is up on a terrace, so we obviously want to set it back far enough from that it's not going to be an issue. We are also under the canopy of these oak trees, so we need to try and think about the placement for that as well. We are going to have to trim some of these up. And one of the most important considerations is the view, because we've got one chance to get this right. We have the door and windows on the front side of the cabin. It's looking down our land, so we really want to make sure that we get it just right.
The only problem with the spot that we have picked is that we're going to have to shift 2 olive trees, but you can probably see for yourself, they're not the happiest looking. I think with them growing underneath the oaks, they're starving it from light and nutrition. So yeah, we need to shift these before we can then start digging the foundation.
Also, the soil up in this part is not the greatest, so hopefully if we move these down the land to where we've got very fertile soil, we'll have some happier olive trees, because at the moment they produce nothing.
They're quick to pick though.
How wide does this need to be?
I reckon if we go 1.5 foot around.
Okay, so if I come out about 450 mil, 45 centimetres,
Yeah.
and then around.
So we're leaving about a 1 metre diameter round the tree just to try and keep the root ball as intact as possible. So far we've only dug down maybe about 1.5 feet, but olive trees don't tend to be that deeply rooted, so fingers crossed that is going to be deep enough. It's always such a bigger job than I think it will be,
Yeah.
just to move this little piddly tree.
Hard.
The digger makes it look easy.
Yeah.
One good thing so far is that we've not really hit any big rocks.
Yes.
Just little ones.
We're just trying to figure out the best method, actually not even the best method, any method to try and get this out, because it's a big old chunk of soil attached to this and we want to try and keep that root ball as intact as possible. We're weighing up if we get a ratchet strap around the bottom of here, whether it's best to lift it or pull it, maybe a bit of both would be best, but we could do with a bit more soil falling off of it, couldn't we, really?
Yeah, I think we've been a little bit over generous, possibly. But it's really dry as well, so it's probably going to lose a bit of that as we shift it. Do you reckon the trunk actually feels healthy enough to tolerate this?
It's pretty brittle.
Yeah, it's not the healthiest specimen.
I'm wondering, do you think we'll be better off with the front loader and just trying to come in and scoop it up?
From the bottom? If it's possible, I think.
Take this bit out and just try and come in underneath. Let's give that a go and then we can revert to this, because I think this will damage it. But if it's a last resort, then
So be it.
yeah.
You've got those buckets and everything. You've basically gone down about that far and then lifted it. So that looks good.
That's pulling it all away from the root ball, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit too much soil, I think. I mean, it's a lot looser than it was.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think this is like, we had other olive trees that we moved in the past, and it's basically, they've taken a big,
Cutting.
branch, a cutting,
Yeah.
sunk it really low into the ground so it will kind of support itself. And like shaking this around, I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like there's a root like right under the surface. But should we try and just pull it?
Yeah. This is making a mockery of us, this tree.
I know.
And the tractor.
Wasting the time as well. I just want to get it out.
Well, the good news is it's not a big trunk. It's not like they've just planted a a cut in. Oh, actually, there's more. Yeah, that's
More
good.
there.
Yeah. Okay, so I was wrong again. It definitely was a trunk. Not a trunk, what's the word? A tree?
A branch.
A branch that they've planted, because all of that was below the ground.
Look at all that, and then you've got all the roots coming out kind of around the base of the cutting.
Yeah.
It's just so strange. It's no wonder every single one of these that we've seen, they're just such unhealthy trees. It just doesn't really work, does it?
Well,
Let's be honest.
Yeah, from our experience of
Yeah.
it, but hopefully relocating it will be the trick.
Yes. Right. Should I get it filled back in?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll be the easy bit.
Yeah. We're just marking out the corners for where it's going to be placed, and at the front edge we're trying to get it parallel to this stone terraced wall. It's going to go kind of through here. There'll be a set of stairs going up to the top, and then right there will be our double doors. Let me just step up here and I can spin you around and show you the view we're going to have from the inside. So this will be the view straight down the middle here between these trees, looking right up into the canopy. We're going to get so much protection from the summer sun here. We've just been using some Pythagoras theorem to get all of our angles straight and make sure this is square, and we're bob on. So now that we're square, we need to start marking out where all of our footers are going to go. We're using a footer and pier foundation for this, so we've got a few of them to mark out. I think, was it 12 in total?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, 12. So let's get the spraying.
This spray we're using to mark out with, it's only temporary, like I think a bit of rain and it'll soon wash away, but it is more than a little bit whiffy, so I'm keeping my distance. I don't know if you've realised or not, but you look like you've had a bit of fun with that spray. Your nose is quite yellow.
My nose is yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, to be fair, probably from my...
Have you been picking your nose, mister?
No, I haven't. I've been wiping it though.
Feral.
Right, step back you.
I'm stepping.
Hard ground this, isn't it?
Yeah, hard, like me.
One thing, making a good base for a foundation.
Very true. We would have loved to have used the digger on this, but we need these holes to be tight and it's not the best for precision work.
Yeah, the digger tends to take them a lot wider, and we wanted to just get these down and use the ground as a form. So yeah, the last thing we want is it spilling out all over the place and having to pour a load more concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah, the groundworks are going to be probably the slowest part of this project because of all of the digging in hard ground. We've got to pour concrete, but you know, once that part's done and we start getting all of the framing going up, hopefully this project is going to be really moving along quickly. Before you know it, project will be done, baby will be here, and we'll be back working on the stone house again. One thing that we realised earlier on today that we didn't explain yesterday was, probably a few of you are wondering, why don't we just hire a load of tradespeople, just throw some money at the stone house to get it across the line? And the reality is, plain and simply, we want to do it ourselves. The dream was always to do it ourselves, to learn along the way. You know, we've done pretty much all of the building work. Yes, there's still some bits to do, but loads of the remaining stuff is the things that we've been looking forward to the most. So we want to do that. We've put so much sweat equity into that little building already, and it just seems a shame that we wouldn't top and tail this project and finish it the way that we envisaged it. You know what we're doing, Victoria? We're super nesting. Building a whole new property in 6 weeks.
There is no Pinterest board for this kind of nesting, I can tell you that.
Although it's obviously a lot more work doing this, we're both super excited about this project because the speed at which we're going to move through all the different stages of the build, and also just how quickly we're going to start to see change.